Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Monday's Market Intel Brief. I'm Matthew Buckley, call sign Wiz here, Top Gun Options, and a little bit delayed today, mainly because of just so much market and country moving developments. Just watched the president walk out of the White House across to Lafayette Park. I'm pretty sure he was holding Lincoln's Bible over to St. John's, the Church of the Presidents or whatever its call sign is. Man, what a surreal day, especially after him walking out and more or less just saying, hey, man, I've had it with the governors and the mayors letting not protesters, rioters or Antifa or terrorists take over this country. That ends. So very symbolic. Okay, we'll dig into that a little bit more. We're on day 2 of Full Throttle. We have 5 free live training and trading sessions this week. I'm going to train you how to trade equity options in this volatile market. Last night, Sunday night, we kicked off Full Throttle with our welcome aboard brief, and this afternoon we knocked out a weekly options brief where we looked at a bullish trade on, you ready for this? Stand by. China. Nobody says China better than me. Believe me. If you missed last night or this afternoon's weekly options brief, you can watch the replays. The replays are on this page, go.topgunoptions.com/FT replay. That stands for Full Throttle Replay. So the welcome aboard is on there, and then the weekly options brief from this afternoon is on there. I strongly recommend, if you didn't attend, you watch these 2 briefs, or if you did attend, watch them again because you'll pick up some new stuff along the way. It really does seem a little end of days-ish from the COVID, murder hornets. They made a brief appearance to these race riots, and I refrain, or I will not call them race riots anymore, because some of these videos I don't see an African American in any of them. Bunch of overprivileged soy beta male white dudes, and here in Boca at least, it looks like a ton of bored FAU students. Spare me. And to be honest with you, I know for a fact that China and Russia have their fingerprints on this stuff too. When the history of this is written, and that's why I think the president's also taking a very hard line now, is because he knows that there are some foreign actors involved in this stuff. So really interesting times we're living here with China. The tensions between us and China, not only over trade, over COVID, but more importantly, or just as importantly, over Hong Kong or Taiwan. I mean, the Chinese Navy is, I don't know, man. This isn't going to end well. First of all, I'll tell you how this doesn't end. This doesn't end with China saying, you know what, we were wrong. Hong Kong's fully autonomous and not part of China. You guys can keep being free and being a financial capital of the world. That's ended. I knew in 1997, I was sitting there having a beer with my flannel shirt on and stationed in California, Southern California, watching the Union Jack be lowered and the Chinese flag be raised, and China agreeing to, one country but 2 separate systems. Hong Kong will stay free and allowed. I know it's bullshit. It was just a matter of time, right? Not overnight, but this is the long game, folks. Here in the United States, we don't even know what we're doing for lunch, let alone 10, 15, 20, 1,000, 100 years from now. China does, right? China understands what is going on and what they want to do to achieve their goals. So this is the real big. This is the long pole in the tent. But even though it sounds like the world's ending, the market doesn't care. Right? The market is not the economy. You have got to learn that. And you can't sit here and invest or trade in this market right now and look at 40 million Americans unemployed and look at race riots burning stores down. You can't look at restaurants and that'll never open again, or people are never getting their jobs back. Why? Because the Federal Reserve is propping up this stock market. I mean, hell, even Jamie Dimon from JP Morgan, the Fed's propping up stocks. Duh. Welcome to the party, Jamie. But always remember, we are the best house in a bad neighborhood. Okay? We had a huge May, but look at this. U.S. stocks are outpacing the rest of the world. Where are you going to go invest right now? Brazil, they're getting destroyed by COVID. Their president's more nuttier than ours, running around in crowds, picking up kids, kissing them, not wearing a mask, calling the COVID a hoax, as thousands of Brazilians a day are dying. I think maybe they're close to hitting the 2,000 a day mark. They're going to be the worst in the world, and that's heartbreaking. But where are you going to invest? China? No. The United States. So we're the best house in a bad neighborhood, but very, very dangerous rally. Why? Because the FAGMs, these 5 names are the only names keeping the S&P up. Look at this. Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, up 15% year to date. The other 495 stocks in the S&P are down 8%. So it's a very interesting market right now. But before the race riots here, the worst of the coronavirus shutdowns may be over. I mean, Half-Wit Whitmer, the governor of Michigan, is finally, maybe because everybody busted her husband trying to get their boat out of storage and break the law or her executive order, and she looked like the flaming hypocrite that she is. Even Michigan's opening. Governor Gavin Newsom, or Patrick Bateman, as I like to call him, the governor of California, starting they were opening California until, these race riots. How odd that all the Democrats, governors and Democrats in charge of big cities were throwing business owners in jail last week for trying to open businesses and feed their families. But they're not throwing people in jail this week who are burning those businesses down. If you didn't learn anything in the past week with these riots, is that you need to be fully armed and avail yourself of your Second Amendment right. Why? When you see a police department evacuating a precinct and running and letting people take it over and burn it to the ground, do you think they're going to answer your 911 call? At the height of anarchy? Good luck. Maybe you can hit them with your no justice, no peace sign. This past week, I bought a couple more weapons, man. I have a well-regulated militia. Anyway, I digress. Our market's too bullish, too optimistic. Citigroup warns markets are way ahead of reality, urges clients to raise as much money as they can before the next crash. Somebody tell me what's going to bring this market down. The COVID pandemic, it already did. And the markets knew eventually that I knew eventually that we would get COVID fatigue. It passed. It's heartbreaking to see or hear still people dying in New York or wherever of COVID. It's horrific, man. One death is a horror. But I told you the market would get COVID fatigue. We're opening up. Folks, I go around South Florida. I don't wear a mask. It's my body, my choice. I seem to remember that's some sort of slogan of a political party in this country. You want to hide under your bed? Hide under your bed. Don't go out. Don't go to work. We will. MAWA, make America work again. We were going 100 miles an hour in this economy, and somebody jammed us in a reverse. You know what that did to the gear shift and the transmission? It completely fornicated it. But Uncle Jerome Powell, the Fed chief, Secretary Mnuchin at Treasury, and the president are going to succeed at propping this market up and trying to get the economy airborne again, or they're going to die trying. I mean, that's how committed they are. But the smart money, folks, the same smart money who didn't predict this or this, I did and I did. The smart money who also told you buy stocks here. No, we'll definitely buy here because that's the bottom. Nope, here's the bottom, and here and buy stocks. You're broke. They were stupid. Are the same, quote, smart money who have been avoiding this rally. I mean, hell, Jeffrey Gundlach, who runs Double Line Capital, a $150 billion hedge fund out in California, shorted stocks a month ago. How you doing, Jeff? How's that short working out for you? Right? That's the smart money. Retail investors are crushing hedge funds again. You can do this. I will teach you how to do this. I will train you how to trade equity options, folks. So head to go.topgunoptions.com/FT. That stands for full throttle. Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, we will be in the primary live trade brief. We're going to take a look. I'll give you a quick intelligence brief because who the hell knows what's going to happen tonight in D.C. or New York City or L.A. Man, things can change in the blink of an eye. So you want to come to these to get an up-to-date intelligence brief and see how you can learn to potentially profit from the volatile swings in this market. As an options trader, it's like being a fighter pilot. In the blink of an eye, I can go from being bullish to bearish in the click of a keystroke and pound the market into the dirt if we are going to roll over. Remember, markets take an escalator up and an elevator down. Well, we took a window down in March. We're taking an escalator up right now. Are we going to keep going up? Well, probably until when? There will be an October surprise, folks, whether it's the Democrats, Russia, Iran, North Korea, or China. Something's going to happen in September, October to try and throw Donald Trump off his game even more, okay? And we're going to be ready for that when, not if it occurs, okay? Have a great rest of your night. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge and God bless. I will see you tomorrow morning at 10.